The barriers to quality childcare for parents across Central Texas are really growing amid concerns surrounding federal funding for childcare centers in our area. Owners are having to make some pretty tough decisions to keep their doors open, and this is part of the focus of a 12-city Texas tour with United Way of Greater Austin, Children at Risk, and state lawmakers. That all kicked off today, and joining us now is Kim Coffrin. She is the Senior Director of Education with Children at Risk. Kim, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Okay, so we see what's happening at the federal level really concerning childcare. Let's focus on the state and local levels. What came out of the regular legislative session that's really impacting childcare centers across Central Texas?
Yeah, so we have an exciting opportunity coming in November during the general election to vote on a proposition that will really help childcare centers reduce their property tax. Proposition 2.
And can you explain what Proposition 2 would do?
Sure. So Proposition 2, like I said, came out of the legislative session this last session, and it was it gives city and county authorities ability to reduce property tax for child care centers that serve low-income children by 50 to 100% of their property tax.
Okay, so quoting now, you say the child care cliff is upon us. What challenges are child care programs facing in and around our area? And are we seeing those challenges force closures of many more centers?
Right. So if you guys all remember back when COVID was prominent, we lost about 20% of our childcare providers. Then the federal government stepped in and gave us the COVID relief dollars. We had received about $4.1 billion that went directly to childcare providers across the state over the last couple of years. Those funds have been spent. They're gone. That cliff has happened. September 30th happened, and Congress didn't renew that spending as they were negotiating towards the end there. And then the state didn't invest any additional money into that piece. So all those extra funds that kept doors open, that kept childcare providers having their tuition low to parents, so that was able to raise wages for educators, that funding has gone away. So Prop 2 is going to be a little bit of support to help that and to recoup some of those funds.
Okay, so Prop 2, something that voters will be looking at in November. Are there any immediate solutions, though, for these child care providers, as well as parents who are really struggling to make ends meet to even afford child care?
Right. There is Prop 2 is one of those ways. When we talk about how do we solve childcare for families, how do we solve childcare for childcare providers struggling to keep ends meet and keep educators in their classrooms, it's going to really take that combination of that local, state, and federal response to that. We need to make sure that the federal government, when they approach the mid-November, when the continuing resolution is up, that we continue to push to make sure those childcare fundings are there and continue to make that case for children and families.
And then lastly, what's your goal during this 12-city Texas tour? What message do you hope to relay to people who attend that?
I think the message is to get out and vote. It's a proposition year, so that there's not a lot of big, elected officials on the ticket this year, but there's lots of propositions that will make a difference for everyday citizens. And childcare being one of them. Childcare is a service that we need when our children are young, and young families need them, but it's also a service. My children are grown, but I still rely on childcare because my people at HEB need grocery stores, need childcare. Everybody that I run into every day needs childcare to do their job. So it's a whole system relying on childcare.
Okay, Kim Coffrin, thank you so much with Children at Risk. Thank you for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you.